Yeah. What's up, folks? Canal here, Bulls on Wall Street. Hey, happy Sunday. I'm over here in B-Town, the Baltimore. Visited one of my students. We're going to the Lions game tomorrow. Let's get out a quick watch list here because, frankly, the market deserves one. The stock market is red hot and not showing too many signs of weakness yet. I've been looking for signs of weakness, but we're just not getting them. We had a quick dump on the FOMC day last week, and then it's just a ramp up. And so the rate cycle is cutting. We're at all-time highs. Guys, in my heart, I keep thinking, the market's got to roll over. It's been going up for a long time. Post, post taper, but we have not seen any signs yet, really at all, minus like maybe this day here. But like that was a nice orderly pullback. We have not seen any of like really kind of volatile news related yanks that would tell us that the structure of the market is changing. So all systems is a go. I expect if we gap up big tomorrow, we'll pull back just because on a technical level, we'd be outside the upper Bollinger Band. We're already at 83 stochastics. But my feeling is on this, just based on what's been happening, that pullback would last like 1 day, 1 or 2 days. And what's happening is even if the market pulls back, individual stocks will probably still rip. So what's happening is, as you're up, you're above all your EMAs and you're trending like this, you could have a flat day in the market or small pullback days, and you will see individual setups that have very, very good charts still break out. So, there are a couple short setups that still need to play out, like if we're looking for some extensions. But I think, at this point, we trade with the trend and we do what we do, and we keep a couple stocks on watch for potential shorts as they come about. So let's dig into the watch list. I don't think we need to dig in too much into the SPY or any of this. The IWM did have a little bit of a down day. That's to be expected because we're just right at all-time highs. I know a lot of times people think when you hit all-time highs, you got to bust through, but we were a little extended going into it. So I think back and filling this area is probably going to happen a little bit. Even though the market was gangbusters, this was a little bit down, but what are you going to do? Let's dig into the watch list here. $100 roll. $100 roll is an old school term from, pre 2010, but this used to work all the time where, you get these trending names, they consolidate, they break over 100, and they almost always run to like 120, 130 really, really quick. The $100 rolls in place on nbis. I just like the overall look of this. It's a shitty day trader, I will say. Like, the intraday action can be a little bit haphazard sometimes. Like what happens on this one is you're trying to jam your ass in the open and it farts around, and then it often will go then a little bit later, and it kind of did that a couple days ago too. So just kind of be mindful, like you got to give it a little bit more leash. Maybe it's a better swing trader than day trader, but it's got a good look to it. The Q stocks, what can we say about these Q stocks? They had a fucking blowout. I did try to do a short on RGTI for a hot second, and it lasted like literally 30 seconds. Like I shorted it, fucking put the stop loss in. It was like, whoop. And I'm like, okay, that's it. We're going long. And we had to flip our bias on these things. And in the end, like, look, the market is hot. It's very tough to short. My thinking is like, when you do the shorts, like it's like a half size. And, if it works kind of thing. If not, like you just, bail out. But this, these things got like really hot looks. So you got QUBT, right? We were trading this QMCO off the VWAP and on Friday, also, right? 22 million shares in volume. So I think these things are going to be in play. My gut feeling is if you get a gap up past 30 on, if you get a gap up past 30 on Riggedy, then that'll probably lead to a little bit of a pull. In my research, this is for my own strategy, not other strategies. When you are 3-4 days worth of ATR over the 9 EMA, so the ATR is $2, and so you are currently 21. So let's just call that 22 to 28. So you're 6 points, right? 6 points over. So you got 3 days worth of ATR over the 9 EMA. If you get that thing, you gap up, say $2. I mean, you're going to be 4 to 5 days of ATR over the 9 EMA. I mean, that's a lot even for like, getting over the 50 SMA. So if you get 5 days worth of ATR over the 9 EMA, I think that's a nice pullback. For me personally, I would probably just do the options on it, than the shares, just in case there's like a monster cock squeeze. Like I don't want to blow up my whole account. Like I'd rather buy $10,000 of options and they fucking expire than, buy 300,000, short 300,000 shares of this thing, right? And, $300,000 worth of this thing, and it squeezes out of nowhere and your stops don't trigger, and, this kind of thing, which often will happen. You'll notice as the market gets nutty, like E-Trade Pro, Dash Trader, Thinker Shit, like they'll all start freezing. Your quotes will freeze. They'll start doing stuff to us. They always happens like that. My Dash Trader was on all sorts of fucking issues on Friday. I hate that fucking platform. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. This is probably a swing trade setup, not a huge volume stock, and not a liquid leader for the most part, but 258.30s. That's got a good damn look to it. Let's add that one. LTBR. This is my play. Like, this is like if we're gonna do this nuclear quantum kind of thing, and it's gonna keep going. It's not like a clean exact spot where you're like, okay, this is the breakout. It's like a little bit of a zone because you got these couple wicks on it, but I think the overall look is there. At a little bit of a volume pop on Friday. This is prime time, I think. Lift after that news with Waymo. You got a floor developing right here. I think as long as this floor holds and develops, like whether it's tomorrow or the next day, like it may need to like back and fill just a tad, but I think that's got a good look to it. UMAC, I love this one. All right, so we've had some news on the drones a little bit here. You got a level here that's just popping up. And these are good traders. We were messing with us RCAT for a couple, one day, this particular day, and they just trade pretty clean when they go. Let's see if this like clears out this level here. I like the overall look of it. To me, that's like a swing trade setup too. I'm, primarily day trading right now, as the market is so frothy. I'm in a trim the swings or trail the stops on the swings and then aggressively day trade, scenario, at least for myself. On the large caps, look, this AVGO's at now, after the blowout, you've pulled back 30 points. You're into the bone zone. I think if you think the Qs are going to keep running, then this is a spot. Like you're holding the bottom of the breakout bar on earnings, and then you got the bone zone here. Give me a gap down on this. Like if we gap down on this, let's say we get this thing down somewhere into this zone. I think that's probably good for a potential swing, if definitely a day trade. NXE, this has got a sweet spot on it. Once again, it's a little bit tricky because of these couple of wicks, but it's more of a zone of love. But we're right at this 1, 2, 3, 4 tests of resistance, right sector, right time. If you look here, right, you got all of this volume accumulation. That's a muchos and a buenos. Let's roll with that. Look, if the nukes keep holding, oklo's extended, granted. But I think NNE, which is even a bigger turn than oklo, not so extended, and you could be clearing out, right? You could be clearing out this old high here, and the squeeze is on. This is a pretty low float stock. It's only $1 billion company. I thought SMAR also, man, we did some good stuff on SMAR on Friday, and I think in the chat room, I think this has probably got, right? There's no reason this is not going to break out if the rest of them do what they're supposed to do, right? So just kind of be mindful of these. On the large cap side too, Microsoft is finally digested this dump from the earnings, and you're breaking over the 50, the 9s, all of this stuff. The bone zone just flips, so the bone zone flip is always key. Let's see how this goes. If you think the techs are going to go a few weeks out, get some calls at the 530, maybe even a little, maybe 530. I wouldn't go 540, probably 530, 525. I think you'll be in for I think it's going to start making its move here. The Meta Nation down a little bit on Friday. Once again, not like the most beautiful, picture perfect, clean, flat top breakout setup, but in this kind of market, you can close your eyes and one eye at home to Valhalla if you need to. Rivian, I like this too. It's got a spot here. Obviously, Rivian's a monster cock turd. It needs to break 15, and then you'll have like other levels to get out of. Not many of these stocks left that were like 200, $300 that are, still in the teens, I think. Just out of the hotness and respect of the market, that's something to play. I'm looking for like a little confirmation candle, the CNC, for potential swing. This is a healthcare company, right? With UNH being so hot, it's only a matter of time before this little turd picks back up. Watching this one for potential swing trade, not really a good day trader. This thing was about $100. So you're 31, down about 66.666%, give or take. Looks pretty good. Dude, that's the list. I'm sticking to it. There's a lot of other stocks. My original watch list that I posted in my chat room was 45 fucking names, right? But we don't need all of these things. There's a lot of good looking stocks out there. We know that, but try to narrow it down to like 5 to 10 to 12 if you can, just so you don't miss anything that you really, really like for something that's maybe like more of a B setup. So I love you guys. Peace. Detroit Lions, Monday Night Football. You're going to see me there with my shirts off, with the L on my chest. Look for me somewhere in the seats. All right, peace.